guys, Linda here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Linda and I'm filming this video from Lagos. In today's video, guys, I'm going to be telling you details on where human hair extensions are sourced from. What countries, where are the top countries that export human hair extensions to? China, Vietnam, and the main countries that tend to, North Korea, the main countries that tend to deal in the processing of human hair extensions. If you want to know all of the top countries, the major countries that tend to export, sell, trade human hair extensions, and please keep on watching this video. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, sis, please support me. Click on the subscribe button just right below, somewhere here or here. Support me by subscribing to my channel. Also, turn on the post notification bell right beside the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my uploads. So guys, you want to hear all of the details I'm about to spill in this video, please keep on watching. Let's get right into it. So guys, the first country that tends to export the largest quantity of human hair extensions to China, to North Korea, is Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, they export over 50% of the total amount of human hair extensions that are sold on a yearly basis. 57%. That's a huge amount. So it's more like Hong Kong has more than 50% of the market share for human hair extensions. Then the next country that tends to export the highest quantity of human hair extensions is India. And when it comes to India, it's not like their hairs they just cut their hair voluntarily just because they want to cut their hair and sell it. They cut their hair for the purpose of making sacrifices to their gods. So they cut their hair in temples, and their hairs are being gathered up in bags, and they are being sold to people, to hair dealers who are interested in purchasing their hairs from the temples over there in India. And India has a market share of 18% of the volume of hair in the market. 18%. Comparing it to Hong Kong, it's just like a small chunk of what Hong Kong has. The third country that has a huge share in the human hair extension business is Myanmar, which is also Burma, or what we tend to call Burmese hair. It's not so popular, but this particular hair type, it has 12% of the market share. And with Burmese hair, you tend to see coily hairs. I think some of them even have straight hair, but the most popular type of Burmese hair we tend to see are like the very tight, coily hair that is very, very beautiful. Then the fourth country that has a, well, more like average chunk of the head share is Pakistan, and the market share for Pakistan is just 0.3%. And from Pakistan downwards, you just find that this other country just have like 0.30% of the market share for human hair extensions. The fourth country, like I mentioned, is Pakistan. The fifth one is the United Kingdom. You tend to find that most of the ladies that have like blonde hairs, they might cut their blonde hair and sell it for people to make wigs for probably like celebrities. And in the UK, when ladies there cut their blonde hairs, they sell it at at a higher price, unlike when you're probably buying hair from Hong Kong or India or Burmese hair. Then another country that tends to export their human hair extension, that's the sixth country that tends to export their human hair extension, is Afghanistan. The seventh one is Brazil. The eighth one is Bangladesh. The ninth one is Japan. The 10th one is Thailand. The 11th one is China. And to think that China, you have just 0.3% of their hairs that are actually Chinese hair. 0.3%. That's China has a very small market share for their own original hair. That's very few of their women actually cut their hair to sell it. So it's more like when you're buying hair from China, most of the hairs they're selling to you in China is not actually Chinese hair. It might be hair that they probably sourced from Japan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Burma, or even from Pakistan or other countries. So as much as you're buying hair from China, they tell you, oh, you think that it's Chinese hair you're buying. Most times it might not actually be Chinese hair. Another country again, that the 12th country that exports hair is Uzbekistan. I can't pronounce the name well, guys. I'm just gonna write it in this video so you guys get to see how it's spelled. So you could probably help me pronounce it better. I struggle with English, guys. I'm sorry. So the 13th country is actually Australia. The 14th one is the United States of America. It is Vietnam, guys. So we have 16 major countries in the world that tends to export their human hair extension. And in most cases, let's mention North Korea. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, North Korea used to be the country where most of these hair extensions are converted into like into like wefts. And even it's actually in North Korea that most of these hairs are made into closures and frontals and wig, and 360 frontals are also being made in North Korea, including the HD laces and transparent laces, because North Korea had a comparative advantage when it came to making closures and hair extension systems, because of course the labor was very cheap in North Korea. But since the advent of the coronavirus pandemic, North Korea had to shut its borders to China. So now that's the reason why you find that the prices of hair extensions and closures in China is beginning to climb up, because they are not able to get the cheap labor they used to be able to get from North Korea. And you know how you would always buy hair from China and think you're buying Chinese hair, or they'll probably tell you, oh, the hair is Peruvian hair or Brazilian hair. So looking at the countries that tend to export their hair, you find out that Brazil just has a very small chunk of the market value, and we're not even seeing Peru being mentioned here. So you now start to find out that most of the hairs that you are being told that, oh, this one is Peruvian hair or is Brazilian hair, we are really not sure of the true origins of this hair, especially when you're buying your hair from China. Your hair seller might not be able to vouch for you and tell you exactly where that hair was actually sourced from, because they are not sure, because they just gathered up this hair and they processed it and made this hair into wefts for us. The only times when you can actually vouch for hair and you are sure and you're certain that, okay, this hair came from this particular place, is probably when you go to India and you buy your hair from India, or you probably buy your hair from Vietnam. You can be sure, okay, this hair is actually from Vietnam. Or you source your hair from the Philippines, you can be certain that, okay, this is actually Filipino hair. Or probably when you buy hair from girls selling their hair from other countries and you get somebody to sew those hair bundles for the bulk hair for you into like a weft. So it's in cases like that you can be really certain of where your hair was actually sourced from. But then with the advent of the whole process of having to treat a large volume of hair together, they steam the hair, they process it, they chemically treat this hair, you find out that in some cases they might have to mix hairs from various places together just to ensure that they get that quantity that they actually want. So in most cases we can't really trust when they say, okay, this hair is from this particular place, except when you go direct to that place and buy hair from that particular place. But anyways, guys, these are the top 16 countries that tend to export. These are the top major exporters of human hair extensions, and I just thought to share this information with you guys, because most times on the average you just think that most hairs are from China, Vietnam, and we also hear things like Peruvian hair, Brazilian hair, Mongolian hair, and whatever. But then you now begin to see that from this research I've actually done, those things could actually just be names. It might not necessarily be that you're buying these hairs from Brazil, though Brazil is actually an exporter of hair, but then their market share is just like 0.3%. They can't actually serve everybody the hair that we want, because they just have a small market share. It's more like the amount of hairs that women that cut their hairs from Brazil are not so much. So it's impossible for them to it's impossible for a Chinese hair vendor to be telling you that, oh, all of they have like 20,000 bundles of Brazilian hair, because Brazil doesn't have that huge market share to actually supply that large quantity of hair in the market. So most times they might just process the hair in a particular manner for it to have a particular texture, and they tell you that, okay, it's Brazilian hair because it seems like it is, even if it's not actually Brazilian hair. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you got value out of this video, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up, like it, share with your friends who are also going to get value out of this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed. I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. So guys, until then, remember, be bold, have courage, live a positive life. I'll definitely see you in my next video. Bye.